There you go.
Thank you.
Thank
We're excited
you.
to hear you.
Thank you. All right, so I did bring, as Rob said, show and tell. And so I'll be passing some things around today, but I just want to start by saying we're all photographers, okay? I'm a photographer, but we're all photographers. We are privileged to live in this time of the democratization of media and of technology. So we all have these amazing phones with cameras that are better than a camera that anybody had or could have dreamed of 20 years ago, right? And it's just right there. So I am around a lot of photographers, and they fall into two camps. You get some photographers who feel like that is horrible, and we have like the eye reporters and the street team, and you know, CNN fired all their photographers, and LA Times let go of all theirs, ESPN. I mean, I know these people that lost their jobs, and so a lot of people are kind of reeling from that. But wow, what a great time and what a great responsibility. You know, I studied journalism in college, and we were trained in the ethics of what you do with these pictures and with this news that we present, and we're not necessarily trained in that, but we have the access and the proximity, which are all things you are trained in journalism to make things newsworthy. Is it happening now? Does it matter to the people around? Yes. And we have our phones and we record these things, and it's important and wonderful. But the two camps of photographers, there's one camp that thinks the world is shrinking for them and there's nothing left. And then you have the other camp that is like, you know what? There is so much more appreciation for photography now, and there is still so much photography to be done. It may have to be done a little differently. We may not get our LA Times lifetime job with a pension, but you know, we're all working and feeding our families and making a living doing this. Some more than others. I'm very fortunate to have some incredible mentors. Somebody asked, I have all your questions, which were wonderful. I'm going to try to get to all of them. What was my training? I've been really, really fortunate to have, and just not by choice necessarily, just serendipitously, some amazing mentors. Off the bat, I'll tell you, the person who was probably most influential in my photography career was a man named David Jekyll. He worked with Herb Ritts. I don't know if you know Herb Ritts, very famous portrait photographer, and Annie Leibovitz. But Herb Ritts, he was actually Herb Ritts' first assistant. So a lot of very famous photographs that you see were actually taken by my mentor, but attributed to this famous photographer. And he would say, I would say, oh, because you hear these people, I go to all these photography like talks at the Annenberg, and these like downtrodden journalists come in and they're like, can't make any money, I'm not getting the paid travel anymore. And I would ask David, I'm like, but can I make a living doing this? He's like, yes, yes, you need to do this. So I was not a person who always wanted to be a photographer. I wasn't a person who really chose photography as a career. Photography has always been something with me that it's like these moments happen in your life, and we all see them. That's why we grab our phones now, right? I can't be there for all your moments, but you can get them, and we treasure them up. And I think there's such beauty in a picture that can bring back that moment for us. You know, I was thinking about this talk, and so I was like, I'm going to tell the story of my life in 20 pictures, right? So I got out the box of pictures, and I'm very passionate about printed photography because we have millions. How many pictures? Oh my goodness, are we going to hand down to our kids? But the things, my memories are so shaped by a memory of something that happened, but that I have a picture of, that I can take that picture, and I've got the box, my what do we call it? Our go box, right? Living in the fire zone. Like if you have to go, there are the pictures, right? So I just want to encourage everybody, take your pictures, love your pictures, print your pictures. So my specialty is large printed pieces for your walls, like stuff sort of like this size, not a lot larger, but we try to do things to scale so that it looks like art on your wall and not just like huge faces. And I have friends who do that and buy that, and they'll have their kids, and you know what? They love that. For me, I'm a really kind of shy and modest person, and so I don't like having a lot of pictures of myself up on the wall, but I love having pictures of our family in context on our wall. So I'll show you a little bit of what I'm talking about here. So, okay, this is just what I do for silent auctions. Okay, this is and if you want to touch this, you can. It's not what I would sell. Not even that it's a collage, but this is called a board print, and so it's just a board. It's hard, but I sell a lot of canvas gallery wraps. But this would be like the picture on the wall. But this, I have to tell you, I was just down in the floor struggling. We were going to do a shoot in the park, and it rained out in Upland, and so I just went into their home, and I got some of the most beautiful photos of these kids, but just getting down, that's why I need Harry and Dr. Roger. That is my biggest challenge, I would say, is like just the physicality of my work. But this is something that's big, that big, on their mantle, on their fireplace. This is cropped, so you can't see, but on their fireplace, they're much smaller and kind of in contrast. But this is like the kind of stuff that, that was a day before. This was over at Chatsworth Oaks, where all that big, what was the big fire over there? The one that went all the way to Malibu. That's what happened just a couple weeks before that fire. So this holds so many memories for us. And then this one, this family is a blended family in that these are her boys and these are his kids from a previous marriage. And this is something we talk about a lot. Everybody's families, there's no normal situation where we all have all these complex relationships of previous marriages or kids or all this. So they wanted a picture of their family from their eyes as they saw it. So they had to get permission from mom and stepfather and all this. But anyway, we did it, and so this is in their entryway, hanging huge in their entryway of that just amazing day on the beach. So I love it. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to pass around. I told you I talk a lot, and I thought 10 minutes isn't long at all. But Gloria told me, pass things out. Find things to take up a little bit of the time, Bobbi. So I'm going to pass around some pictures. This is an example of, the same kind of shoot, big scale, something we can hang on our fireplace. The Tisos at Christmas. Some of these are printed. Some of them say Joy to the World, some of them don't. But here, if you guys will take one and keep it, it can be, you guys are not getting Joy to the World, but it's okay. There's joy. There's joy. But this is my version of a selfie. Okay, so we went out to Valencia Valley Park, and some very kind videographer, he volunteered to snap the picture for me, and I was like, no. So I've got my tripod and all this different stuff, and I'm running for the self timer, but we finally got it. And this is the kind of stuff that I love. This is the kind of stuff that customers love. 2 minutes, what? No. This kind of stuff that customers love, and I am, I like a little bit more in the moment, but customers love this stuff. Okay, so what I want to show you is how heavy, what? Pass this around. This is what I have to carry around in one hand. What is my equipment? It's a Canon 70D. It's not like the most high end. A very great mentor of mine told me it's not the equipment, and it's true. You can take just as great of a picture on your phone with the amazing resolution that we have. So I have my equipment, I work it, I have my dream camera that I'm waiting to come out, but it's a handful. So I don't carry a lot of equipment with me because I have to be able to work light. So I usually carry this bag, has a little lens in it. I carry my big old honkin' lens, which is Nancy knows, and this is kind of a wide angle lens that I get a lot of those big shots with. That's for beautiful up close portraits. What else do I want to show you? Oh, let me answer some of your questions since we have no time left. Is that 7 minutes, 2 minutes till the 10-minute mark?
Yeah,
No. Professional training. So I told you about David Daigle. There's another guy, David Daigle. My work has been highly critiqued. I want you to know that I have been put through my paces. Rhode Island School of Design teacher who is just so mean and brutal. He crushes you with his searing criticism, but it has made me so much of a better photographer. And then, yeah, the list could go on and on. My inspirations, John Humble. I don't know, you guys don't want to hear about this art stuff. Okay, packages. So I usually charge $250 for a sitting fee, and then we just sell your prints, and prints start at about $199. So clearly, digital photography is not getting social media stuff out isn't like the goal, but it is a byproduct of this. You will get social media prints, but the idea is to have something to hand down to your kids.
Beautiful. Working sessions.